Greetings and salutations, friends and gamers of all stripes. My name is GM Dave. I am your man behind the screen. And to my fellow Americans out there, Happy Independence Day. Those among you in my life who know me well, those being my closer friends and the people who I've been speaking to more closely for the past couple of years, you already know that I'm the kind of person who, for the vast majority of my life, has had a strong libertarian streak in me. I hold to the idea of the most freedom for the most people possible. That people should be allowed to do and enjoy the things they wish and largely be left alone to do those things, just so long as whatever it is they're doing is not directly infringing on the rights of others or bringing harm to them. It's a really simple idea to hold to. It's not something that's difficult to grasp, at least I think. From how I see it, it just seems to make sense. You wouldn't want people stomping all over your rights and the ability to do the things you want, so why would you then want to invite that on yourself by doing that to others? Problem is, there's a lot of people out there who don't understand this, or actively choose not to understand this, whatever the case may be. These people generally tend to be authoritarian asshats who would much prefer to get the things they want by forcing it to happen and silencing their dissenters. And that brings me to the subject of today's video, Wizards of the Coast, and their cowardice in capitulating to these kinds of asshats, both within and without their company. This is part 3 on my discussion on why I think Wizards of the Coast are cowards, and this is the most important part of the discussion. We have covered what it is that they're doing with Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and Magic the Gathering. We have covered why I think it is they're doing this. Now we're going to cover the part that really matters. What can we do? Those of us who don't agree with these decisions, what can we do to push back against it and make our voices heard? Because here's the thing. We're not going to be able to change this at this point. We are not going to be able to stop it. Wizards of the Coast has already made the decision to put these changes in. The books are being written, in the case of the older books, rewritten. The changes are being implemented for all intents and purposes. It's done. It's done. There is no changing at this point the course that Wizards has put themselves on, at least for the foreseeable future. So what can we do against it? Well, first and foremost, you can do what I'm doing here. You can speak up and speak out against it. Because here's the thing. The reason why companies like Wizards are ultimately making these changes, and I stress, companies like Wizards, it's not just Wizards. Paizo is doing this with Pathfinder 2. Games Workshop is doing this with Warhammer 40,000. They're all capitulating to these people in some way or another. The reason they're doing it is because these people are loud. And we, the silent majority that makes up their core customer base, tend to be quiet. Stop being quiet. Get up off your ass and fucking say something. If you don't like this, you need to say something about it. Even though it's too late for the case of Wizards of the Coast, even though they've already made these changes, as I just mentioned, it's not just Wizards that's doing this. This is happening everywhere. This is happening not just in tabletop gaming, but in video games, in movies, in comics, in literature. It's happening in almost every aspect of our lives. Politics has seeped in everywhere. This shit has gone on long enough. And if you want it to stop, if you don't like it, you need to nut up, speak up, and tell the people around you who are flaunting this crap to shut it. And if those people decide that they're going to unfriend you, that they're going to pitch a hissy fit and call you names and treat you like shit, well, guess what? That means they're showing their true colors. And they weren't really your friend to begin with. So fuck them. Speak up. Say something. Make your voice heard. Stop making it so that these extremists, are the only people talking. Because if they're the ones who keep staying squeaky, they're the ones who are going to keep getting greased. Speak up. Nut up. Say something. But like I said, for Wizards of the Coast, we're past that point already. It's too late. So what do we do in that case? What do you do in the case where it's too late and speaking up isn't going to stop it anymore? Well, Speak up anyway, for one thing. Make your voice heard, because others are going to hear that. The more other people hear that, the more chance of them speaking up too. However, if you really want to have an impact on the companies that have made these changes, you need to speak with an even more powerful weapon than just your voice. Your wallet. Keep that shit shut. Do not buy their products if you are not happy with the things they are doing or the directions they are taking with their games. I myself have not purchased a 5th edition product for the past 3 years. The last time I purchased one is when I bought the original edition of their 5th edition Player's Handbook for my friend's birthday 3 years ago. Beyond that, it was 5 years ago when I bought the 3 core rule books. I have not purchased a single piece of 5th edition material since then. Why? Because I don't like the political nonsense that's seeping into it. Same applies to Pathfinder. Not only did I have issues with the way Pathfinder 2 was designed, I still do. I found their pandering to be wholly distasteful, so I didn't buy. I didn't give them my money. They got nothing from me, and that's how it should be. If you don't like it, don't fork over your income. Don't pay these people to keep making things you're not happy with. What sense is there in that? None. And let this be known. If you don't like this, if you really hate this as much as you say, but you're still going out and spending your money on it, you're even more of a coward than the fuckers over at Wizard. Because you're still giving them your money. You're bitching, you're complaining, and you're paying them anyway. You're a fucking coward if you do that. Stop being cowards. Stop giving them their money. There is no good reason to do so, especially if they are making things you don't want. Which then leads smoothly into option 3. Where can you go? If Wizards of the Coast can't be relied on, if Paizo can't be relied on, if Games Workshop can't be relied on to give you the kind of products you want, to make the games the way you want, and to leave this garbage out of it, where do you go? D&D is the big dog on campus. Pathfinder is the second big one. Games Workshop is huge for tabletop wargaming. Where do I go, Dave? Well, I can think of one place right off the start. Go to the OSR. Go independent. Start looking up independent creators, independent game designers. Look into the OSR. See what products are out there. I guarantee you, if you have a certain kind of game you like to play, a certain itch you want to scratch, someone out there has made it. An independent creator out there has made it. You can find it. Go look for it. Start digging around and seeing what you can find in the OSR and other independent communities. There's a lot of good stuff out there. And with the OSR especially, if your group is big into D&D, OSR's got plenty for you. The OSR is largely based on old school versions of D&D. There is tons out there among it to scratch your itch, to provide you the exact kind of games you're looking for, that you kind of already have an understanding of. Yeah, you might need to tweak a few things, you might need to relearn a couple of mechanics here and there, but by and large, D&D has stayed D&D throughout its entire lifespan. It's run on the same system throughout its entire lifespan. The most weird and different it got was in 4th edition. The OSR never touched any of that stuff. And you know what else is great about the OSR? It's cheap. It's affordable. I myself have purchased a few OSR products. Lamentations of the Flame Princess, I got the hardcover core rulebook for that for $25 from my local game shop. There's also products like Star Adventure by the RPG Pundit. $10! $10 for a full-fledged space opera role-playing game based on Dungeons & Dragons. And the really crazy thing, if you think that's nuts, the really crazy thing is the OSR has a ton of free products available too. Free! No cash. Full games, no money needed. People made it out of passion, shared it out of passion, because it was something they wanted to do, and they wanted to share it. And a lot of these games are really good. Really good. In fact, most people I've talked to who went to the OSR from 5th edition have found that they were way more satisfied playing OSR games than they ever were playing 5e. I mean, pay no mind to the fact that 5e baseline is pretty much never played anyway. I don't think I've ever met a group who, outside of the first couple games, didn't start homebrewing the hell out of 5e, which, by the way, is what it was designed to do. 5e was specifically designed to be modular, to be modified, to be changed. That's its whole point. That's why it's a pretty threadbare system. Which then becomes something else to think about. Why are you spending $50 on a threadbare system when you can spend $10 to $25 on systems that are more robust, more rich, more engaging, and do the same thing but better? Check the OSR out. And what if you don't find something you like? What if that happens? What if you give up Paizo, you give up Wizards of the Coast, you give up these big dog companies who are making these stupid changes you don't like, but you don't find anything else you like either? You've still got one more option. You get there, you put your nose to the grindstone, and you make your own game. That's what I started doing. Now, admittedly, I haven't updated you guys on Palinor for quite a while, and I need to. I haven't made the vlogs for quite a while, not since the first one, and I need to. I've left the book sitting on my desk. I haven't touched it for a couple weeks, and I need to. It's one of the issues you're going to run into if you start trying to design your own game, especially if you work a 9 to 5 like I do. You're going to find that your life gets in the way a lot. But keep going at it. Keep doing it. Because if you can't find something out there you like, then it's up to you to make what you like. Put what you want to see out there. Like I just mentioned, that's what the OSR did. And it's been pretty damn successful. Obviously not everyone's going to have success with it, but hey, if you're just looking to make something that you and your friends are going to like, go for it. Do it. You don't have to spend the money on these big name games anymore. It's not important in this day and age. It's totally unnecessary now. You have way more options out there than you realize. I guarantee it. And a lot of them are good. You can make your own. You can check the OSR. Stop buying these big name games. Speak out against it. That's all you need to do. Get enough people to do that. Get enough people within this silent majority to do that. Wizards of the Coast isn't going to have their power anymore. The faux progressive ideologues who are pushing for this aren't going to have their power anymore. And this is, of course, to say nothing of their tendency to eat themselves. Let's not forget about that. But that's going off on a little bit of a tangent. So, you have these ideas. You have these resources now. You have these suggestions I gave you. What if you don't know where to look? How do you follow up on that? Well, I can give you a couple of sources that you can look to now. First and foremost, the same group of people I mentioned last week. Check out Legion of Myth. You can find them on Twitch. You can find them here on YouTube. Give them a watch. Those guys are involved in a lot of pop culture stuff. They know their shit. They know their shit. They can point you in quite a few good directions. Beyond that, look up Richard Pullman. He runs a podcast across multiple platforms. I generally listen to him on Spotify. You can find him also, I believe, on anchor.fm or anchor.com. It's one of those two. He interviews independent game designers. Take a look at him. Listen to what he has to say. He could point you in the direction of a lot of creative people. There's also the aforementioned RPG Pundit. You could look out to the Complex Games Apologist. You could reach out to Grim Jim. There's countless people you can reach out to find other games beyond the ones being made by these companies, doing things that you may not like. You have options, so seek them out. And one more thing before I go. There is one argument that I have heard that I kind of have to speak out against, and that's the idea that not only are people who continue to buy these products while being unhappy with them are cowards, but the people who continue to play the products while being unhappy with them are cowards. And I have to disagree with this to a point. If you dislike what is being done with these products and you continue with official play, that being Pathfinder Society and D&D Adventurers League, things like that, then yeah, if you're not happy with it, but you're going on with the official play, when we're living in the age of the internet, where you're able to connect to the internet and find games online, and if you're able to watch my videos, listen to my videos, then you're able to connect to the internet well enough that you can play a game over Discord and not have to go through Adventurers League or any of that nonsense. You can find a group on Roll20 or some other website there are plenty of options available out there for you to avoid the official play stuff that is going to force you to use these things you don't want. But if you go ahead and use those things that you don't like anyway, sorry, I gotta say you're a bit of a coward then. But if you're just playing the games, if you're just continuing to play the games, but you haven't bought the products in years, like myself, I still play 5e. I've got a 5e game that's going to be going on today with my friends. No, you're not a coward. You've already bought the products. You've already paid the money, especially if it's something that you bought a while back. No, I have to disagree with the idea that that makes you a coward. If you've still got friends who play, you've still got family who play, you've still got the books, and you've already got the books, you've already paid for them, they've already got your money at that point. If you continue paying for it, that's a problem. But if you've already got it, there's no point in not using it. Now myself, I am going to keep using my 5th edition books. I know a lot of people who play. My friends and I have made a lot of customizations to the game and the way we play it. We found a way to play it that we enjoy. Once I finish my game, I'm probably largely going to drop 5th edition in all complete honesty. But until then, yeah, I'm going to keep playing it with my friends who want to play it. I've already got the 3 core rulebooks, but I haven't bought anything else since then. And that's fine. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do, though. I'm not going to advertise 5e. I'm not going to review any more 5e. I'm certainly not going to run any live streams of 5e for what little that means, considering the entire lifespan of my channel. I've run, what, 3 live streams? Yeah, big deal. Oh, he's not going to run live streams. It's not like I was doing that anyway. Point is, if you don't like what's going on here, you have options. But you don't have to go full bore with some crazy demonstration about being like, I'm absolutely done with 5th edition, throw away the $50 books you got and all that stuff. No. If you've already got the books and you want to keep using them, just use them. Just if you don't agree with it, stop buying the rest of it. Simple as that. And that's about all I have for you today, friends and gamers of all stripes. As usual, my name is GM Dave. I am your man behind the screen. If you like the content, please feel free to subscribe and leave a like. Share your thoughts with me in the comments down below, and open up the description box to follow me on my social media platforms. I highly recommend following me on Parler and Minds. Those are the places where I am most active. Twitter and Gab, you can follow me there if you want, but largely they're just notification platforms. I don't really interact with anything on there. In fact, I honestly don't interact with anything on there, period. I honestly don't like either platform. I just use them for notifications. Bear that in mind. Make sure to check out Phoenix Rising. We're actually coming up on the 2-year anniversary of uploading that webcomic starting at the end of this month. So expect a 2-year anniversary special to show up right around then. Hair Illustrations and I are done with our hiatus. We're right back at work. We're knocking it out of the park. Come the end of the month, 2-year anniversary special, and then next month, we're right back into the swing of season 2. So check that out down below if you want a good fantasy adventure webcomic. I highly recommend it. Most everyone who has read it so far has thoroughly enjoyed it. So follow that link, give it a read. And with all of that now out of the way, friends and gamers of all stripes, I would just like to remind you that in the world of tabletop gaming, you do not just want to sit back and watch. Get out there and game. Like I said, you got plenty of options.